Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Dear Work Wives, helping you create work environments that don't suck. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Emily, and I'm excited
You're excited?
for life. I'm always excited when we are recording an episode. But we were just talking about like threads and blah blah blah. So I'm like, yeah, I think we're gonna make Dear Work Wives pop off on threads. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and that way you can always submit stories on threads. So by the time this episode goes live, we will be on threads. So you can find us at Dear Work
Hold
Wives
us to that.
on threads. Yeah, that's right. And if you want to just submit something there, find a thread and just tag us,
Just tag us. Like, this is a cool story that happened. Yeah.
Or I have a question, or this was terrible. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good.
Can you believe it's the middle of July? Sorry, just
no. Can't believe that. It's bizarre. But also I'm like ready for it to be fall because it's so dang hot. I'm like, okay, it's almost October, right?
You know where has a beautiful fall? London,
Canada.
Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because fall is like a non-existent thing here. It's just like it might get a little cooler than summer, just hit or miss. Depends on the week.
Right. Yeah, because we went to Disney in October and it was scorching. It was late October too, because it was my birthday.
I was like, oh, it was kind of perfect because you didn't have to wear a sweatshirt, but it wasn't like summer scorching. But for you, it was hot. I mean, it was still like warm.
Yeah, I was dying. The sun is stronger, okay? The sun is stronger.
Yeah. We're going next week and it's going to be so brutal. It's like 95 degrees every day.
R.I.P. your inner thighs.
Yeah. Yikes. Maybe I should get some, what's it called?
Body Glide. It saved me in Disney World.
Astro Glide, but I think that's different.
Yeah, no, Body Glide. It saved me at Disney World. I use it, like I keep it in my purse in the summer here because it's just so uncomfortable. I wear shorts all in the summer, shocking, and my thighs touch. And
how dare they?
I mean, they do. So if I'm just gonna do something about it,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have a thigh gap, so unless I stand with my legs apart.
Right, unless I waddle like a penguin, then which I'm not above doing. So
yeah, I should probably buy some of that. I've settled on just wearing like workout clothes and pretending I'm going for a workout so that I'm just like comfortable with the heat. You're just going to be sweaty and gross as if you were working out,
I wore it like at leisure most of the time. Yeah. Quick dry, all that stuff. You need all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be great. We'll report back after.
I know. Sorry, I interrupted you at the top though. You did something this morning?
So I was gonna say I had to take one of my friend's her son to school today. He's the same age as Kit, and I brought Coco with me because Tyler was taking Kit to school and then he was going to work out. So I had Coco. I went and picked up my friend's son and brought him to his little preschool, and it was it was like such a cute little preschool. And we like walk into the classroom and they need me to like show my ID because I'm emergency contact or whatever. So I have to like put Coco down in the classroom, and Coco thinks that she's like, please let me stay here. She's like, please just let me go to this school. She was like, why are you keeping me at home when there's places like this? Like she's never got to go into Kit's school before. We usually drop off outside and usually pick up outside. So she was just like heart eyes for school.
Oh, but she's gonna start like
girl.
Next year
when she turns 2. Yeah,
right. So she's got another year ish.
Yeah, ish.
That is so exciting. She's like, look at her, the complete opposite of her sister in every way.
I know. The other day we were at my friend's house swimming, and Coco just complete opposite. So she's like exploring their whole house, like has no fear. She's just like, bye. And I had my hands full. Tyler had Kit in his arms. And so my friend's husband like ran to whatever room Coco was going into. She was like literally in the back of the house, like 3 rooms away by that point. And he just like comes back out, just like picks her up, holding her. She's just like, oh, okay, like no problem. Wasn't upset that this strange man was holding her. Whereas Kit, even at 3.5 years old, would be freaking the F out, you know?
Yeah. If anyone even like looks at her.
Correct.
Which is fine. Like hold your boundary, but it's just, they're so different, you know?
So different. So funny. But what else? What's going on for you? Kids went to camp.
The kids went to sleepaway camp. It was a joy for all of us. And tonight, after we finish, today, we're taking them to their first mini music festival.
Oh, is it like for kids?
No, it's for adults.
Okay.
It's all ages. It's like,
well, you called it mini, so I was like,
because it's
like
only one
minis?
day. Right. But it's only one day. We're not like staying, but actually it is multiple days, but we are only going for today. And the first 2 bands are Canadian, the Trues and Bahamas. And then it's Vance Joy and Mumford & Sons.
Oh, I love Vance Joy.
Yeah.
I love Mumford & Sons too, but like Vance Joy is a fan fave. Wow.
I saw Vance Joy open for Taylor in the 1989 tour. And I've enjoyed, we all love him very much. And we love Mumford & Sons. So James and I were kind of like, okay, we really want to go to the show because it's in our town, which is wild to get an act like Mumford & Sons, even Vance Joy really, but Mumford & Sons, especially in where we live. But it's a Wednesday night. So we were like, well, I guess the kids are coming because like we don't necessarily have babysitters or anything. So we took them to a concert last year and they did okay. They did pretty well. So this one is like just in a field though, right? So they'll be able to like run around and like not be confined to their seat. And so Lila's
like cartwheels and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Lila's already said that she's going to buy merch. She's ready to buy her merch. Okay. I'm like, oh, do you have an extra $75? Because that's what
for that t-shirt. Yeah.
Like a towel is going to be, or like a washcloth, you know, but no, we're really excited. See how it goes.
That's so fun.
They have to, we told them that like you have to stick it out to the end because we're really going to see like the last band. So, and they don't go until 9:30. So you guys are but there's like a noise ordinance. It'll be done at 11. And my kids have stayed up till 11 before, but I'm like, you two have to keep it together. Like,
or just lay down on the grass and go to sleep. I don't care, but
but you can't be like where you argue about everything and you hate each other, because most of the time right now they hate each other, which is like a normal sibling thing. It is what it is. But I'm like, listen, you two, you are holding it together for this event. Okay. And if you don't hold it together for this event, I'm going to cry. So,
so please don't do that to mommy.
So please just like, they're at the age now where we can have rational conversations of like, if you want to do big fun things, like you have to act appropriately, or you have to like you're not like a toddler who we can just be like, oh, you know, just being a toddler. Like you're old enough to know when it's time to reel it in and just, you know what I mean? Like
people will look at us because you're too old to be doing
or
this.
Even just like just, you don't have to poke at each other, you know, like just to rile each other up, which is what their favorite hobby is right now. It's just like, annoy each other. Just ignore each other. Just like tell me that you want to go like for a walk for 5 minutes to like check something out. Like, you know, you're old enough that you can regulate those feelings a little bit better. And so we're not doing that today. So they love music. So I have faith, but I will report back on how it goes.
Cautiously optimistic is what we like to say.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're excited. And then tomorrow we're going, after work, we're leaving on a camping trip for the weekend. So it's just a big week for us, you know, summer.
Fun.
Summer in Ontario is just full. No free time.
Remember when you told James you didn't want to make so many plans?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
A lot of plans.
And then I made a lot of plans. Next weekend we have like next to no plans though. Okay. So I did it. I held actually 3 weekends clear in the summer. So
that's good.
I'm proud of myself. That's more than normal.
Tomorrow is Tacky Tourist Day at Kit's school. And there's like this calendar that they have sent home every month.
Right. She has like the wildest days, just so you know.
During the
like, it's not normal.
I know.
Like Butterfly Day. Did she have Butterfly Day? Like, what is that?
They have like Animal Day. Yeah. Like yesterday was Volcano Day.
Oh, because there's a volcano erupting.
Oh, really? They just did one at school, and then they play like Floor is Lava, and they do like a big volcano that erupts. And
cool.
I think over the summer they have like a lot more theme days because they don't do set curriculum from like, you know, the
it's more just like
standards. It's more just like fun. Yeah, fun stuff. But tomorrow's Tacky Tourist Day and they have like these little pictures on the calendar. And she is straight up terrified of the picture of the tacky tourists on, it's like clip art. Like it's not even.
It's like a cartoon. Yeah.
Yes. It's like a little cartoon of two people that look like old people wearing Hawaiian shirts and like binoculars or something. She made me like cover it with a different sticker. So I covered it with like a Blue's Clues sticker because every day she wants to like count down how many days there are till Disney. But every day when we get to the Tacky Tourist Day, she starts like crying. She's like, I'm scared of them. I don't want to.
Oh my gosh. I love her so much. I
had to tell her that like going to Disney, like we're tourists. That's what tourists just travel in her head.
Yeah, that's a big theme for her preschool. Yeah.
So I don't know what we'll dress her in tomorrow. Maybe just a Mickey shirt
and ears or something like that. Yeah.
Too crazy because
it's
very scary. But then she has camping day later this month, which is what I was thinking of originally when you said going camping. She's so excited. She's like, we get to sleep not in our cots, in a tent, Mommy.
Oh my gosh.
Tent. Like they get to take a nap in the tent.
Well, that's cool. It's a lot of work.
Enjoy it because Mommy and Daddy are not camping parents. So we're not taking you camping. Tyler was like, I could take her like one night, but that's
it's honestly, it's too much work to go for only one night. We have this debate all the time because like we live very close to a lot of provincial parks, like a lot of campgrounds. And like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to eat up my whole weekend camping. Like I would love to just go for one night, but it's so much work
to like pack everything
and like because you need all the same stuff whether you go for one night or 17 nights. It's just the amount of food you need, you know.
Right
I mean, I guess you could go bare minimum just like a tent, but like it's like, you know, you just need a lot of stuff, you know? So
yeah, I'm more of like a glamping. I used to do camping when I used to work in like the camp world. And part of my job one summer was to take the older campers, like primitive camping for a night. So like multiple times during the summer, like I would take me and one other guy, like me and a guy were like, you know, I led the girls group and he led the boys group and we would go together with the older campers and we sleep in a tent out in the middle of the woods with all these kids and we're having to cook out there. And it was just such a pain to bring all these kids out there. They're all complaining. They have to, you know, pee and poop in a hole.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the ground. It would rain sometimes.
It always rains. It's gonna rain this weekend. We know. We're ready.
So I just feel like I did my fair share of that, and maybe when they're older, but like definitely not now. Like I'm not taking Coco primitive camp.
Absolutely not.
Sleep in the bed with us. Like they won't even sleep in the bed with us. So I don't know how I would even do that. So I'm like, and it's way too hot here right now. It's not camping season at all. It barely gets camping season here ever. So I'm like.
Geo camps, but like at the beach, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's how you got to do it, you know?
Yeah. Maybe someday, girl. But like for now, just you're going to take a nap in a tent at school. We could do that.
Maybe you could put a little tent in the backyard. You know what I mean?
When I was younger, we used to, like, my friend had a trampoline and we used to like camp and just like sleep out on the trampoline and we'd wake up soaking wet,
covered in dew.
Covered in dew. I'm like,
disgusting.
Did it rain?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's just the morning dew.
The worst. Honestly, it's the worst. So yeah, the more I talk about camping, I'm like, why do we do it? But I just love it. I really, really want to get a trailer. Like
I would love to have like a camper that I could do.
Or even just like, I would be okay even with the ones that like a pop-up where it's like, it's still canvas sides, but like you're not sleeping on the ground and you have somewhere to sit if the weather turns, you know what I mean? Like, I would be okay with that. But every time we look at them, I'm like, it's so expensive. Like a tent is $100. Like a trailer is $60,000. And realistically, like we can only use it a handful of times in the year. It's just not worth it. And then it has to sit in our driveway all the time. So
yeah, my brother, they went like camping last year, and they like rented one, and the place
Yeah.
like brought it to the campground for them, hooked it up. Like they just had to like show
Bougie.
up. I know. I was like, I would do that.
I would do that for sure. Yeah.
And then like you don't have to own it and invest a ton of money. You can like, that is a good, I think that's a good idea for someone like me who can romanticize this idea of like, oh, I want to buy a camper and blah, blah, blah. I don't think about all like the other things related to that and what you have to do and like where am I going to park it and whatever.
And like how much work it is.
And like, do I even enjoy it? Right. I should test it out first. Maybe spend a little bit more money for like those, spend a premium to stay there.
Yeah.
But I don't have to buy one. So,
but glamping is so huge now, like, especially around here, like there's glamping places everywhere that it's like, I just would do that, you know, like, yeah. It's like versus the like, geodomes, you know, like there's places here where they have like the geodomes in a tree house and a hot tub and it's like $700 a night. And like, I'm just like, wow.
That's pricey.
That's pricey. It is. It's really pricey. But anyway, so I'll also report back on how the camping goes because we're supposed to get a bajillion thunderstorms this weekend. So it's going to be a great adventure.
Yeah.
But we're the type of people where if the weather sucks, we leave.
Oh, you'll leave.
Like if it's going to be really bad for like a long time, multiple
days,
we're out. Yeah. I'll come home and sit on my couch and watch a movie.
Of this. Yeah. Suffering through this for what? Yeah. Are you ready to hit some
I'm ready.
Stories?
Let's do it. We dilly-dallied.
We got some Reddit stories today. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So first one is boss keeps texting me a few weeks after I quit regarding quote unquote missing documents. So I quit my job a few weeks ago and my boss is reaching out to me asking if I could let her know where specific documents are. I know I shouldn't have responded to the first message, but it seemed very innocent. Hope you're well. Oh, hey, where are these documents? I didn't reply right away. I actually replied like a day later, very briefly, that I'm well and she'll be able to find them in one of the drawers by the desk. Honestly, I had about 4 drawers that belonged to me. Why can't she look through them? She quickly replied asking which drawer. I did not open that message. It is Monday and she texted me again. Where are these documents? Do I have to tell her where they are? There's 4 piles of documents she can look through if they're so important. I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to reply. I don't want to burn bridges, but I quit. So isn't it no longer my problem?
Yeah, it's no longer your problem.
Yeah.
Sorry. And this might be like a case of like, maybe they don't have the best exit systems and like, maybe like if you quit, it's like, maybe they need to have a process of like, okay, now, you know, we need to do a transfer and blah, blah, blah. Like the system's probably failed everyone in this scenario, but that's also not your fault. So
yeah, I think since you again like set the precedent a little bit by responding the first time and you don't want to burn bridges since that sounds important to you, I would just respond with, hey, like I quit. I'm no longer working there anymore. I don't
remember which drawer.
I don't know. Like I can't see, you know, like you're just going to have to figure it out yourself. I'm not going to be responding to these messages anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You do need to like address that, like, you know, a simple, oh, you know, I can't remember which it's in one of these 4 drawers. I can't remember which one. I'm not going to be able to help with more things around like at this. If it's been a few weeks too, especially like,
yeah, like I don't remember.
I don't remember where like my receipt is from Costco yesterday.
Like I literally have the memory of a goldfish. If someone asks me what drawer something's in, like I don't know. Look, use your eyes.
I do think if you don't want to burn a bridge, like even the first text you would have needed to respond to. And I have left a job where it's like, oh, like shoot, the password, you know, maybe we forgot to change like the 2-factor, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it comes to me or something like that. Or like I was set up in their ads manager and like I need to be taken out or something. And it's like, that's okay. Yeah. It's like these things happen. And so a simple like, oh, I think it's here. I don't 100% recall. I don't think I could be much help in these instances.
Right. Like, sorry, I can't really help any much more than that.
Yeah. Especially if you don't want to burn the bridge. But if they keep pressing you, then I would just be like, I don't remember.
A boundary of like, I can't help with this.
Yeah. So like, it's such a gray, I think, I don't know, because you can say like, you don't have to respond, never respond. And you don't, but also like as a human, if you know, it's like, it's here.
Right. And you just want to like help someone easily.
You know what I mean? It's just, I guess
it sounds like there's also not much more help you can provide. Like,
totally. Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the circumstances. If you left because like the place was miserable and blah blah blah, versus you left like because you moved or a new or something, I don't know. I'm
You
always
could also
team
just
like,
like let there be a lot more time in between your responses.
yeah,
Like they messaged you Monday, like don't respond till Friday or something, like
yeah,
hopefully we'll, and then just be like, oh, I'm sure you figured it out by now, but I don't really know where anything else is.
yeah, and also like she said it's been like a long like between all these messages, like why has she not
Found it.
found it? Like, did she look anyway?
Is she using her eyes?
Yeah, her mom. Yeah,
Maybe she should ask someone else to look.
I tell my kids, are you using your mom eyes or are you using
Or your
your
dad
eyes?
eyes.
Yeah,
Or your eyes. I say
yeah,
using dad eyes, man eyes.
yeah,
I call them man eyes
yeah.
because the other day Tyler asked me for the bacon, which was in the fridge, and he's like, where's the bacon? Where's the bacon? Like he's looking everywhere in the drawers, and I literally opened the fridge. It's right in front of his eyes. I'm like,
Right there.
here. It's like the man eyes are incredible.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, next story. And I got signed out on my computer, so I'm going to read it from my phone.
Okay.
Okay. 3 months into a new job, and the only person who can train me keeps commenting that I'm there to steal their job. What can I do?
Oh boy.
So this person is like not training them, obviously, because
Right.
they're worried about this person, them training them, and then the person taking over their job. But I would communicate to them like, I was hired to do this job.
Right.
You're the person who's responsible for training me. So it sounds like that's part of your job.
Mm-hmm.
If we can't do that, I'm going to need to go to my boss and communicate that I'm unable to do my job because you feel unable to do your job. Like,
yeah. Because I'm just like, is it a case of like, the workload became too much for one person, so now we need two people, or like,
or is this person maybe taking their
this
job?
person maybe taking your job? Maybe there's some validity to it. Or
not your problem, right? Like,
yeah. Or we always say like in clockworking, in around the clockwork, that you can't like if you want to move someone up, you have to like make room. You have to like get all their stuff off their plate too. So maybe this other person is like being geared up or transition into like a slightly different. But it's like I feel like you have to have a blunt like, I'm not here to take your job. Like I'm just here to do the job I was hired for.
Yeah.
Conversation, and then if it continues, then you have to go above them because it will just come back to you. It's like, why are you not trained yet?
Because really it's the responsibility of who's ever managing both of you to deal with this, not you.
Yeah, it's not your
like whatever the situation is, the manager sounds like they're not dealing with it appropriately, right? Like they should have talked to this person. They should be communicating to this person who's supposed to be training you. Like, this is so that you can create more capacity, or this is so that you can grow into this next role. Obviously, they haven't like secured that person enough to make them feel safe in training you. But you still need to be trained because that's what you were hired for. So I think if this person is unwilling to do it, you're going to have to go to your manager and be like, I'm just trying to do my job here. And it's not happening. So.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. All right. Next one. I'm returning from a vacation trip where my friend died. How do I ask my work to not ask me about my vacation?
Oh my God.
I really don't want to deal with the barrage of I'm sorry's, but I also find lying and redirecting verbal conversations to be incredibly difficult. I know I'll just blurt out the truth and that will be awkward and distracting. I'd like to post in a work Slack channel today without sharing specifics, but I'm having difficulty coming up with the right words. I'm also worried that if I'm vague about something bad that happened, I will sound like a drama queen. I just want to put this aside while I'm at work and not think about it. I would really appreciate help with some language that sounds human, but professional for a message. We do not have an HR, hence I'm asking here. Please no sorry for your lost comments here. I'd like to keep it practical for now. Thank you.
Oh my God. I feel awful for that person. I can't imagine. It's like my worst nightmare.
I think that you have to keep it like don't draw attention to it, to be honest, because then the more attention you draw to it, the more people are going to ask like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like it's almost impossible. Yeah. Whereas if you're just like, Mexico is great, like then people will just go on with their lives.
Yeah. No one ever asked me about my time off as much as I think they're going to.
Like if you just, or if you said something that was negative, then I feel like they're going to ask. If you're like, right. Oh, wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Then it invites people to be like, what happened? What, you know, versus if you're just like, oh, it was amazing. Or like, oh, it was great. Or had a great time. Or the weather was beautiful.
The weather was beautiful. That's not a lie.
It's not a lie, right?
Yeah.
Like the weather was beautiful. And then people are just like, okay. And then they do work stuff.
Yeah. Especially if it's a remote team, because she mentioned Slack, which makes me think it might be like more of a remote team. I could be wrong. On a remote team, like you don't, you can just have like a copy paste. And the weather was great. Missed my dog. You know what I mean? Like,
ready to come home.
Yeah. But I don't know, I feel like if you have a different type of work culture where like I could go, if something like that happened to me, like I would maybe go to you and be like, listen, this was horrible. Like I need you to say to the team, like, we're not asking Emily about her vacation and we're just pretending it never happened.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask questions.
Like it's a small culture too, because they don't have HR. So maybe that is a possibility too, of like just going to your manager or
another colleague,
the CEO or whatever, and just being like, hey, I need you to like play damage control. Like if there's someone you feel safe with, like either telling actually what happened or just telling them like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, can you just get people to not ask me any questions about it?
If it's like known fact that this happened, or if it's something that people are going to find out, like I personally would be more likely to go to a trusted person at the job and just say like, I'm telling you because I don't want to tell the story 100 times. I, lost my friend on this trip. I do not want to like think about it. I want to put it out of my mind. I don't want to talk about it at all at work. Can you tactfully tell the team to leave me alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good solution too, because especially if you want people to maybe know, but you don't want to have to answer questions or deal with the I'm sorry's, right? Like, because that brings up stuff again too.
Yeah.
Then that's a way to get them the update of like, this happened. It's terrible.
Please do not send her condolences. Like she truly is just wants to come to work and
be able to like be distracted by work.
Yeah. Even though like, human nature would be to send, people are like, don't send flowers, but like you send flowers, you know what I mean? It's like, like for real But then if you don't think your team can like trust that boundary or like will listen or will leave you alone, then I do think that like it was fine. Like move on, but you're going to have to keep doing that, because I am like so nosy.
Late to meetings so that no one has time to like talk to you.
Yeah. Like roll in
by like a week later, it'll be done. But like you're saying, like, are you going to talk about it at any point? Do they know like your friend? I think it depends on like how close the work culture is. Right.
So sad though.
Sad.
I can't imagine. I often like it's hard to come back, there's lots of instances.
Like the friends like died on the vacation.
Right. And so like, if you were talking about it beforehand, like, oh, I'm going on vacation with my bestie, you were so excited, it's like, if I'm like, I just told all this story, we're going and then I have to come back and I'm like, actually something really bad happened. It's like, content warning. It's just not nice to, but you have to like break those. Otherwise people just keep asking. Like, I'm so nosy that like I'm like, how's your friend? How's this? Like, not nosy, but I also like to make connection. Genuinely. Like, tell me about the food. Tell me about what you do. Like, what was your days? Like, do you do any excursions? Because like, I'm interested and I like to show people that I'm interested in their lives by like by being active about it, And so, yeah. Anyway, I feel
like you're going to have to like set the boundary and
either
say like, oh, it was fine, but I really don't want to talk about it. or I'm not ready to talk about
and then
it.
know that people are probably going to be, well, they might be like,
I'd be like, oh, that's weird,
Mm.
you know?
yeah.
Because it is, right? Like they're
Yeah.
curious, but, or I also don't think that like being like, actually, it didn't go that great. Something really terrible happened and I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's like, because they were worried about like creating, you know, sounding dramatic. I'm like, well, it is kind of dramatic.
It
what
is
happened.
dramatic. Yeah.
So I don't think that that, to me, that doesn't sound any more dramatic than what actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, like just saying like,
something awful happened
something
and
awful happened. I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
I will let you know if and when I ever am.
Yeah.
I think you could say that too, because it's
Totally.
okay to be dramatic about this, to be honest. It's
right.
really traumatic what happened.
Totally.
So get some therapy too.
I'm sorry to that person. Sorry. I take that back because I don't want
Didn't want any sorries. Yeah.
See, it's human nature, you know? So
I also understand why they're not like they don't want the like onslaught of I'm sorry is that they're gonna have to like keep dealing with
buffering through. Yeah, like sludging through. Totally.
Yeah, I get it.
Ugh.
That's a wrap. We've got more stories for next week, but we also need people to submit their stories.
Yes.
You can submit them at dearworkwives.com. You can also do it on any of our social media channels. We're happy to take a DM or a message, however you want to send it to us. Everything is anonymous, and we're just here to help work cultures suck less.
Yeah.
So if you have a question, comment, thought, a topic, we could do something topical soon too, of like, let's talk about X.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
A story, but like topical, you know?
Maybe by the time this airs, you'll find us on Threads. So come
at Dear Work Wives.
Send us a thread. Reply to a thread.
Come threading with us.
Yeah. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.